Welcome to Transmissions, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers. On this episode, we've got all new Transformer reveals from Hasbro Pulse's 1027 event and MCM London Comic Con. Today is Wednesday, November 1st, 2023, and this is episode 562 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that's on a post-Halloween sugar high. I'm your host, Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hey, how's it going?
Apollo, aka Robo Apollo.
Hi, everybody.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hello. Let's talk Transformers.
As always, we start the show by thanking our Donatreons, those lovely people who support us on Patreon and PayPal. Thank you all so much for continuing to help us out and help us keep the show going. If you are not a Donatreon and would like to become one, just go to transmissionspodcast.com/support. That's where you can sign up. Of course, you get lots of perks, including some bonus content, bonus episodes, including our bonus show, We Like Big Bots. That's featuring Daryl and Dr. Pants. We've got season 1 of that already out, 10 episodes on our Patreon page. And season 2 coming whenever. So look forward to that.
When we get funding.
Well, I think, Daryl, it's a Patreon show, so that's built in.
Damn.
But I think Dr. Pants is... Recently, Nerdstradamus had someone got control of their Google account or something, so that he's recovering from that now.
Right. That's the problem.
I'm trying to help you, Daryl.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Many setbacks to big bots.
Yes. Has nothing to do with me. No, I'm not the problem here.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here waiting.
She was always the problem.
I'm a bit of an issue.
What's not a problem, though, is our Transformers Live Play RPG podcast, Empire of Rust. So we've had season 1 and season 2 of that over the last 4 years, and we're currently doing a set of bonus episodes, the Rustford Files. So we've got 3 episodes of that out right now. Episode 4 will be coming next week. So go ahead and listen to that at transmissionspodcast.com/rust. And you can check out all the shenanigans that the players get into there and in the IDW comic universe world that they are inhabiting in that RPG podcast. So have fun there. Of course, we've got our exclusive Transformers #1 cover that's available at our website, transmissionspodcast.com/comic, featuring art by artist EJ Sue. So you can see it's right here. So we've got those still available. You can order it, get our exclusive cover. Different from, you can't get anywhere else, only from Transmissions. So also the only IDW Transformers artists to do a cover for the new Skybound comic. So check
Charles,
that out.
I seem to remember you and Daryl talking in Discord that there are other places you can get this cover.
Well, I mean, yes, if you are in the same city that Daryl and I are in, and you go to our local comic book shop, you can get that cover there. So you can get it at Heroes in London, Ontario, and at Phantom of the Attic in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. So, but nowhere else. Everywhere else, you got to order it through transmissionspodcast.com/comic.
Right.
So, yeah, check it out. All right. And lastly, we've got our friends at Toyhax continuing our promotion with a code for 15% off anything at toyhax.com. So we've got a new code for November. It's November 1st as this show goes live. So use our code TM Thanks. That's TMTHANKS. TM Thanks. It's November. It's real Thanksgiving at the end of November. So we're going to celebrate that with TM Thanks. Give thanks with TM Thanks. And get 15% off.
Just be thankful for Transformers and transmissions. And,
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't have to be about your bullshit Thanksgiving.
That is true.
Right? Come on.
It's real Thanksgiving, not
Yeah.
So yeah, so use our code at toyhax.com, get your 15% off. Use it as many times as you like throughout the month. It will be good throughout the month of November.
Although I imagine there will probably be a Black Friday sale and it probably won't work during the Black Friday sale.
Oh, that's true. So, but that'll probably be a better discount
right.
during Black Friday. So,
Mm-hmm.
take a look out for that. We'll let you guys know if and when that is available. All right, and speaking of Toyhax, they are graciously sponsoring our monthly contest where we give away a $10 gift code every month to a lucky winner. One of our donatrons will get a $10 gift code at Toyhax, and you can combine that. That gift code is kind of like cash, so you can use that as payment, but then also use our code to get 50% off before you pay. So, double your savings. So we have our contest. We do this every month. All our donatrons are automatically entered. And if you want to enter the contest, or you're not a donatron, you can still do that, but you got to send an email to contest@transmissionspodcast.com during the month saying that you want to enter the next contest. So if any emails are received during that month, go in the drawing at the end of the month. So let's start it off and see who wins for October. So Jeremy, is your computer ready to help us out?
Computer, are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
Okay. Can she please give us a number between 1 and 73?
Computer, give me a random number between 1 and 73.
Here's a number between 1 and 73. It's 39.
39 is Tony. Congratulations, Tony.
All right, Tony.
We
Right
will
on.
be in touch.
Yeah, eventually. Congratulations.
And you will get that $10 gift code and be able to get some labels for your Transformers.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Okay, so that's our contest done. Let's get into the show, and we've got lots of toys to talk about.
All right, we're starting off with Hasbro Pulse had a 1027 event. This is, in my opinion, it wasn't heavily promoted at all. I completely missed it. I was also a little busy at work on Friday, so that might have played into it too. But this was, they've had this in the past couple years. But on the Transformer side of things this year, we had announcements. Let me try to get to the right browser. We had announcements of the Stranger Things crossover and the Magmatron, both of which were leaked in those product listings previously. But here we have the Magmatron in the Legacy United box art here, and I am not entirely familiar with Magmatron, other than I know it's a Japanese Beast Wars. I think Beast Wars 2. Is that right? Or Beast Wars 2nd?
I think it was
Yeah.
Neo, but
I'm not sure. I haven't seen the Japanese Beast Wars series, but it's a combiner of three dinosaur figures, and I think it looks insane. This looks really good in my opinion. If you see it from the back, which I don't think they show any pictures here in the back, but it does have some gaps and some pieces. But I feel like all three dino modes look okay, except for the neck of the I don't even know what the neck.
Plesiosaur.
Plesiosaur. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll take your word for it. You're the doctor. But
I'm not Mikey. I'm not an archaeologist. I'm not a paleontologist.
Good enough. But the neck there on the plesiosaur and really on the pterosaur or pterodactyl, they're really gappy. But in the combined mode, I think it looks really good. And then we have the Stranger Things bus or pizza van, which is a remold of, I believe, the Ironhide recently done into a Volkswagen bus. Here we go. It's called Code Red. And I think this looks really good too. I have not seen Stranger Things. It's not, I'm not into the horror type shows, but I think this looks really good. And the box is a pizza box, which is good for a pizza delivery vehicle. And I think it looks great. So I know this is quick hits, but we didn't really have a lot other stuff on the topics today. So what do you guys think about these two figures? I guess 4 figures, because one's a combiner.
Yeah, I mean so I have a little bit of familiarity with Magmatron just from the comics. He was in the that old IDW comic, the Beast Wars: The Gathering. He was the villain there. So that was like my only familiarity with Magmatron. And yeah, I mean it's a cool, it's an interesting figure, kind of like I guess a trio con where it's 3 figures that combine into a robot. Um we've had I think there's a Autobot or a Maximal version of this too. I forget what it was called, but they um you know they made a couple of these in the Beast Wars line. Um but yeah, it's an interesting figure. The Stranger Things van has no interest for me. I mean, for fans of Stranger Things, I think that's cool that you get that. Although I'm kind of over the random Transformers crossovers. I understand like the toy crossovers are cool, but I kind of like having an actual, like, some fiction associated with it, like where you're doing an actual crossover of the two properties in some kind of story, either a comic or a show or something, but
like the Gigawatt or the
yeah,
Ectotron.
yeah, exactly, or the Star Trek one too. I mean,
Mm.
but yeah, I mean, okay, it's it's the van from Stranger Things, and now he's a robot, but okay. There's nothing else involved with that. I mean, it's not going to show up in the next Stranger Things season, so okay. Or there's no Stranger Things crossover comic with Transformers or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, but yeah, but for me, it's just not for me, so it's fine. But that also, I did want to mention that in the stream, they in addition to these two things, they did show the Legend Silverbolt, Beast Wars Silverbolt. So even though that was already revealed by Takara, they just showed it off on that stream just to say, hey, it's not just Takara, it's coming to the Legends, like Western line too. So yeah, so there it is. Yeah. But it was not a new reveal, since Takara had already revealed, and we talked about it last week, I think. So
yeah. Apollo, what about you?
Well, I always like seeing when we have Beast, any new characters. So Magmatron, is I think it's from Beast Wars Neo, as Daryl was saying. Like, I think that's really cool. Reminds me a lot of Power Rangers, how there's like multiple things coming together to make, a robot, which is really cool. I haven't seen a lot of Beast Wars Neo, but liked it from what I saw of it. That I like this figure itself. I probably won't buy it per se, but I think it's great that we're getting non G1 figures. Like, I'm very happy about that. I think this is Hasbro doing a love letter to all the Transformer fans who love stuff besides G1. And I mean, I love G1 too, but because that's what started it all. That it's great seeing all these other figures, and I hope people who are looking forward to getting this really enjoy the figure in hand. Like, I'm very curious whenever I see anything revealed like this. I want to like see it in hand. Like, I want to like actually like pick it up and like convert it. So because there's something the whole point of getting Transformers, part of it is the tactile function out of it, because they're like little puzzles. So, I like the in-hand things. Now, the Stranger Things crossover does not make sense to me, other than the show takes place in the 80s. And in season 1, they did have like one of the kids did have an Ultra Magnus, even though like he wouldn't have come out by then, that toy, like, which was really funny actually. So but I just I mean, I think it looks good as an action figure, but I agree with Charles on this. I think I'm tired of seeing crossover figures unless if there's like a comic or something that ties it all together. Like, I would have rather seen the Terminator Transformer designs, especially like I mean, the Seekers I thought were super cool, and like RC was super cool from that. But we had a crossover comic with that. We didn't have anything for this. Maybe if IDW still had the license, we could have gotten a Stranger Things comic. But now that it's not, it's with Skybound and Image, right? So it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm sure there are people who are fans of both Stranger Things and Transformers that are excited about it. So I'm happy for them.
Cool. And our number one Beast Wars fan, Daryl, excited for Magmatron?
I mean, I think it looks really cool. And as we've discussed before, and I've shown off before, I do own the original Beast Wars Neo Magmatron, and it is a very cool figure. It's limited on its articulation because it is made up of those 3 figures that they we're capable of combining them, but this modern one is going to have a whole bunch more modern engineering. You're going to have a fully functioning figure when it's combined. So that'll be really interesting. I'd be interested in picking it up just to have something with the modern engineering. So that looks really cool. That at the Commander class price point is going to be kind of a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah. I mean, at least you're getting all 3 figures together. You're not going to have to hunt them.
Oh, of course. Yeah, that's that. They're completely useless separately. They do not have an alternate, like a robot mode on their own, right? So without each other, they're beast mode, right? So the Stranger Things one, I mean, I'm gonna be the odd one out here on this one. I like it on the fact that they're doing the thing that I want them to do with the collaborative sets or the collaborative figures, is that they're taking and they're making a brand new character and not taking an existing Transformers character and shoehorning it into an existing property. So this is a yellow figure in Stranger Things universe now, and it's not Bumblebee, right? Or it's not Sunstreaker, right? So it's its own character. The name blows, right? Like Code Red is a stinker, but
especially for a yellow figure.
Yeah, so it's terrible, but I give them props on creating a new character for the Stranger Things universe. The mold is fantastic. Like, for those who haven't messed with that Ironhide / Ratchet mold, it's a great mold, and more uses out of it. I mean, I applaud them for giving them more uses out of it, because it's a fantastic to be able to actually get a van out of that, and just yeah, I'm really happy with the use of this mold. Whether or not I'm going to pick it up, I've tried to support the collaborative line as much as possible, and when it comes to the original characters, so this would fall under that. If it's not stupid expensive, then I'll pick it up. But yeah, it's, I watch Stranger Things with my daughter. And Jeremy, it's not like this would barely qualify as a horror show, right?
Well, yeah,
like
I don't know. I got too many other things to watch.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. You can drop some of that crap DC stuff. It's not good.
I'm not watching any DC stuff. There's nothing right now. I'm watching Loki.
Me too.
Oh my God. You're probably further ahead than I am, actually.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So but so Stranger Things, I mean, I am up to date on that, and but the figure is cool. I applaud them for doing the bare minimum with the collaborative line that I've wanted them to do, and that make a new figure and not use some existing character to sell the thing, right? So for that, I like it, and I hope it does well. I do not want them to create a character out of what's his nuts' police vehicle now. Like what's his name? The sheriff. God, I can't remember his name right now.
Hopper.
Yes, that's right. Do not create anything like, let this be the only thing, right? Let this be the only thing for the Stranger Things universe, and that be done with it. Move on from that. Like, we don't need a series like that we have with the Jurassic Park stuff now. Like, move on. Like, we're done with Stranger Things now.
DJ Ronan has a tip for you, Daryl. That it's up for pre-order at GameStop for $48.99 Canadian.
Oh.
Yeah, that's too much. I mean, it's in line. It's in line with modern, Voyager class stuff. So I'm not surprised that that's the price. It's just not what I want to be spending on Transformers right now. So, yeah.
I do want to compliment them on the packaging that they did for the Code Red figure, like the pizza box and like the grease stain on the inside of the box. Like it was very authentic the way they put a lot of effort and care into the packaging here. So that's I think that's impressive, and maybe but that probably also adds a little bit to the price there.
Is that this logo here, this rounded logo, is supposed to resemble the Galoob logo?
I thought it was Matchbox.
Matchbox. Okay, that might be it.
Yeah. Which is owned by Mattel at this point. Yeah.
Right.
Which is kind of interesting. All right. Well, I guess I'm taking it from here. And the only other thing we're going to talk about this week is the MCM London reveals. And we've got a few of them. And personally, I forgot this show was even happening. And so we've got a couple of reveals to talk about. And we're going to start off with Core Class Bumblebee Rumble. And before you say anything, I'm in the same boat. Wait, Rumble was in the movie? No, it wasn't. This is a concept design, and it was maybe going to be in the movie, and it wasn't. But they said, well, we got the designs. Let's make a toy out of it. So they put a toy together. And what does Rumble transform into? A box. So, yeah, it's, I don't know what he is. He's some kind of square cube thing. And yeah. Next up, we've got Core Class from The Last Night, and this is Mohawk. Mohawk was in the movie. He's one of those crazy delinquent Decepticons that they free, and I think he gets killed in the end of the movie. Yeah, spoilers. But he's also core class. Next up, we have Deluxe Class Rise of the Beast Wheeljack, or what are we calling him? My brain is broken. Jeremy's muted, so
what is
Pablo.
the joke?
Yeah.
yeah. So this is Deluxe Class, and if you want a, Pablo there, yeah. So if you want a Deluxe Class Wheeljack, there it is there.
Kind of where we're getting two different VW vans, announced at the same time.
That's right. Next up, we have got Deluxe Class Rise of the Beast Scorponok. And so these are the ones, these are like those drones that that were at the end of the movie. And we're fighting all of the Autobots and the Maximals. And yeah, so it's, you could, it's Deluxe Class, but you could troop build them if you wanted to be nuts. But yeah, there's a lot of these guys in that movie. Next up, we've got Studio Series 86. This is movie Scrap Heap. And so this is another one of those Junkions. We talked about this before because there were leaked pictures of this, and we saw it. So yeah, this is, we've definitely mentioned this before, but it is now, I believe, the third Studio Series 86 Junkion to be released. Same mold. They've done a variation of it here, but it is another motorbike. Yeah.
And this is the name of my Empire of Rust character, Scrap Heap. My character was a tow truck, so they should swap this. They should swap Scrap Hook and Scrap Heap for their names.
It's not the same, Charles. It's not the same. And people can have different names or the same names and look different. Yeah. Up next, we have the Gamer Edition. So this is Studio Series Gamer Edition. This is the 6th figure in the series. This is Voyager Class War for Cybertron Starscream. So this is interesting because there was a Starscream from that line earlier. It was in the Generations line, and it was a Deluxe Class figure. And then they actually did all the Seekers in that that same class.
It was a decent mold at the time. But...
Yeah, I like it. I actually have all 3 of them in that. Do I have the other one on the wall right now? I thought I used to have one of them on the wall. Might be behind the thing here. Anyway, it's a cool looking figure, and an interesting design because you look at it and you still get Starscream out of the robot mode for sure, and then you get the alt mode and you see like this weird looking spaceship and you're like, I can see Starscream in that.
It's kind of a Tetrajet.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to evoke, right? Yeah. So expect Skywarp and Thundercracker to follow in previous waves. All right, and last but not least, this is the Leader Class that was announced. Another concept because it wasn't in the movie, but this is Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie. This is Leader Class Megatron. And we've talked about this before because there was some rumors of it and we saw some kind of like CAD designs and whatnot because we were looking at his head and we saw a prototype image and blah, 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 blah. And yeah, so it's real. Here it is. We're looking at it. And guess what, everybody? It's a triple changer. So we've got it in tank mode there, and we've got the third mode, which is a like a spaceship kind of dealio.
Hold on. Oops. I think I have that. 1 second. There we have.
Mm-hmm. So this is Studio Series number 109, and this is that Bumblebee movie Megatron. So Jeremy's just going, for our audio listeners, Jeremy's just going through the different looks. We had Megatron in robot mode, and then we have Megatron in his ground tank mode, which looks pretty badass actually. And then in the kind of spaceship mode that he gets as well. And this was it. It's showing here. It's designed in collaboration with Emmanuel Santalucia. So,
Emiliano.
yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done a lot of really cool designs.
My
Yeah.
brain is having trouble processing names right now.
Jeremy, if you scroll this, so this is the concept art. This is not exactly what the figures look like. So you maybe scroll forward a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see that's the
There's
real
the thing.
figure.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little
Cool.
lighter gray.
Yeah.
It looks nice at the front, does.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Ah,
was
that
it.
face. Ah.
Yeah. It gives you nightmares, Charles.
Yeah, if you scroll, I think if you scroll forward a couple more, there's the jet too.
I didn't see the jet one.
Show that close up of his face
Oh.
there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just like it. Okay.
Don't like it. No, do not
it's
like.
the face.
Do
I'm
not
liking
like
it. I don't even know who account I'm logged into here. Oh, it's
Oh.
me. I
Charles'
can change to the
account.
podcast account and like it from that too.
This is one of the Hasbro designers, their Instagram account,
Yeah.
doing their behind the scenes.
Oh, wait, here.
I
we
mean,
have the official images. Let's see. Oh, you can go ahead, Charles. I'm finding.
I was just saying. I mean, other than the face, this is a good looking figure. I mean, I like both the tank and the jet modes. I mean, it looks cool, but that head, the head design is just killing me. I really don't like it.
Yeah, he looks very scary.
He's a bad guy. He needs to look scary.
Yeah. I just love that
Not
we're
that
getting
scary.
Yeah. Daryl was just holding up his bad guy shirt. Yeah. I just love that we're getting more Bumblebee stuff released. Like, I think that's so cool because that movie came out in 2018 and we're getting more stuff, which is awesome.
Yeah, well, there's not much more that they can add. That's why they're going to the concept art.
Yeah.
But I think it's great that they're calling it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm conflicted about this. I mean, like, I understand that they, I mean, take popular characters and put them in the style of what you saw on the screen. But I mean, I guess how far are we stretching the studio series concept? Like, we started with the characters from the movies, making them look like they looked in the movie on the screen. Then now we're in video games, so we're taking like any video game is on the table now. Now concept art from movies that didn't make it to this, from characters that didn't make it on the screen, that's fair game now. Are we going to have concept art for video games too? Is it going to be like just anything that was created for any piece of media that doesn't necessarily make it onto the screen, it's still going to be fair game for toys?
Yes.
Yes.
I want to troop build those like I don't know what they were called. They looked like race cars from the Devastation game, like the cannon fodder guys from the Devastation game. So
they all look like battle chargers.
Yeah, right.
I bet that's the next game that they're going to have in the Gamer series.
Oh my god, that would be such a cool
cell shaded
cool
paint jobs. Come on,
G1s. No more G1s, but give us Devastation.
No, but these will be G1s that are cell shaded.
That's right. I want those cannon fodder guys though. Those troops. Those look great. Yeah. So these were the new things that were kind of announced at this MCM London event, and there was a couple other things that were shown off there. Some figures we've talked about in the past, but nothing really kind of crazy they had the Magmatron there that we just got announced on the 1027 event. So that was there, on display. And a couple other things that we've talked about in previous weeks, but I guess the big draw would have been that Magmatron.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Apollo, did you see anything announced that you were kind of looking at, kind of interest you, other than Starscream? I think I
Yeah.
think you're in on all Starscreams, so I think it's a given at this point.
Yeah, pretty much my Starscream radar is on high alert. Like, as I said, as I posted in the Discord, I saw that Starscream sign. Like, I looked up in the comic book store and I'm like, oh, it's him. Like, so no, I mean, like, I think that concept art Megatron is actually super cool. I might buy it. I want to see it in the store though first. Like, I want to pick up the box and actually see it. I won't buy it just looking at a picture online. I think it's really cool. I saw a lot of opinions on the Starscream. I think I'll probably end up buying it. I do have the original toy though, that what you guys that you referenced earlier, Daryl. So, and I think it's great. This is just a bigger version of it, and I'm sure, like, I know the cockpit is that soft plastic, it looks like. I'm sure there will be some sort of third party, swapperoo for that, most likely, because that would be my only complaint about that, is why the soft plastic, but, maybe it doesn't crack as much or something. There's got to be a design reason why it was picked. So. But yeah, those looked cool. The Rumble looked cool, the Bumblebee one, except his alt mode. That was really disappointing. It's like, oh, cube. Here you go, cube. But I think it's great when we get reveals like this. I think it's fun, seeing new figures be released, because we have all this speculation around them, and then it's great seeing them be released.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't make the Rumble just the. I mean, if you're gonna make it a box, make it the same shape as Ravage, so it can actually fit inside the Bumblebee movie Soundwave, and but
It looks like they wanted to add
whatever.
some extra posability and stuff to it. It does seem a little lazy to make it just go into a box, though.
Yeah, maybe he's not a cassette in the Bumblebee movie either. We only saw Ravage ejected from Soundwave.
Okay, but I mean, if that's the case, then make him something interesting, like a box is.
Yeah,
it's not going to do anything.
They just throw him. It's like, here, cube at Optimus Prime's head. It's like, here, toss.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Apollo, on the Megatron. I think that looks cool too. Other than the face, I mean, if I can see it in person and I can stomach the face, maybe I'll be interested in it. But it's difficult.
Yeah. You didn't know you were going to get a haunting on this show tonight of transmissions.
All right. Well, I think that is all for our toy discussion this week. So let's move on to trips to the store.
The Transmissions Podcast will return after these messages.
All right. So, of course, Trips to the Store is powered by our TeePublic stores. You can go to transmissionspodcast.com/TeePublic. You can buy some merchandise like our cool Transmissions shirts. I think we've all got them on tonight, so that's cool. And Daryl's got his bad guy design shirt on there, so yeah, check those out at transmissionspodcast.com/TeePublic. Of course, you can buy anything from our link there from TeePublic, and you can still get a discount and or not get a discount, but give us support the podcast. Although TeePublic does often run frequent discounts of 35% off, so just wait for a weekend where they're doing that, and then use our link to help out the show. So.
There is a certain American holiday coming up, which will most likely that is around sales. So maybe there will be a sale. We don't know though.
We'll see if we find some more information, we'll let you know. All right, let's get into the stuff we got this week, and we didn't pick an order, so I don't
No.
know what to- So I guess I'll go first because I have one thing and then one thing I've shown before. So okay, let's start off. I'm gonna go first. Of course, Void Rivals #5 came out last week, so I picked that up. And we are doing a review of Void Rivals #5 in Transmissions Alt mode this week, so stay tuned for that on Friday. And there is some more Transformers cameos, like there's been a cameo in every issue, so we'll talk about that in this one. And I am continuing to slowly open the stuff I've got from different, different things I've picked up. Going through my TFCon haul, stuff I haven't opened yet. So I opened up my DevCon. So this is DevCon in ship mode, the Autobot Bounty Hunter. And he does transform pretty quickly. So I can... There's his face.
You should just edit in the Benny Hinn music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Benny Hill or whatever.
Oh, that's a pretty easy transformation or conversion.
We aren't official. We can say
Okay. Yeah.
it. No one will sue us. I hope.
Yeah. But yeah, so there he is. His hands come out too. But that's the gist. You got the gist here. This is DevCon. It's a pretty good representation of G1 DevCon. Like these were in one episode of the Transformers cartoon in the 80s. And it's a pretty good looking figure. Represents that and the articulation is pretty nice. It's got waist swivel, it's got some ankle tilts. Yeah. Arms pretty good articulation and rotation and everything. So yeah. If you like DevCon, it's a good pickup.
I love the color, that shade of blue. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice. All right, well that's what I got. So let's move on to Jeremy.
All right. I also have Void Rivals #5. And no crazy amount of extra covers with that. But I did make a spur of the moment decision on something I've been eyeing at my comic shop for months. And I got the Transformers comic box, short box.
Oh.
It has art by, it has all the credits here. Livio Ramidelli, EJ Su, and Marcelo Mater. So here's Livio's. I think that is, I think this is Marcelo. I'm not sure. And then, I think on the top here, I think is EJ Su with Optimus and Megatron.
Definitely EJ Su's, yeah. I have that same box.
I do too.
Yeah. Cool. I actually have a metal print of this Livio Ramidelli with Optimus in the Matrix. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I've been eyeing it for months, and I thought that maybe they won't make them anymore because it does have the IDW branding. But this is put out by BCW, and my comic shop says that this was like they just got it in a few months ago. So I don't know. Maybe they'll still be making these, but I have more Transformer comics than can fit in a short box. But I figure it'll be nice just to kind of have behind me. So
Cool.
That's all I got.
All right, Daryl, you're up next.
All right. Well, I'm not one to stray from the norm. I got Void Rivals number 5 as well. This is it's a book that we read and we will talk about on the next show. So stay tuned for that. The only other thing that I got this week was a bit of a story. So back in August, I was contacted by Toyhax. I think everybody that they had on their mailing list was contacted, but I was the only one who answered them. It's kind of sad. But they were asking for some help with a figure that they didn't own within their vast array of figures that they have access to, and it was Titan's Return Cup. And they said we have an issue with our sticker set for Titan's Return Cup, and if anybody has one that we can borrow, we'd like to borrow it. And I waited a day because I was busy. I was out, I think I was in Nashville when I got the email. Anyway, so I waited a day, then I emailed back and I said, hey, if nobody's answered you yet, I have that figure. I just have to dig it out and I can send it to you. And it's a couple back and forth. And anyway, nobody had gotten back to them. So I sent it to them. Anyway, yesterday I get a call on my phone from somebody at Toyhax saying, hey, I'm in London and I have your figure. Can I drop it off? And I'm like, sure. So they dropped my Titan's Return Cup back off, and in the box was a brand new set of stickers for them. So a fixed set of stickers. I don't know what was wrong with their previous set, but I know that these ones are fixed. And so if you are in the market for a set for your Titan's Return Cup, you should know that they are fixed, they are good, and they were repaired on my figure. So,
did they apply the stickers to your figure? Or
no, I think they just use it for measuring.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, there's no stickers on my figure right now.
Okay.
But yeah,
it would be nice to have
yeah,
some professionally applied stickers.
I know, right?
I know.
The least they could do.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Though.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Though.
So I mean, I've told him, I said, yeah, I've got a lot more figures in my basement that I can even display right now. So if you need anything, let me know. So yeah, but they were fairly certain that they only needed the Titan's Return Cup. But yeah, so yeah, there you go. That's the only thing I've got to show is a sticker set and
What
a story.
way to give back to the community.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's 2 weeks of stickers from you, Daryl.
That's right. Slim pickings here, man.
Yes. So, as a bunch of you probably know, Ross stores are putting a lot of the Walmart figures heavily discounted. So I spent some time looking again at many Ross stores, and the first thing I got was the
Nice.
Velocitron Scourge. Like it's the Scourge Universe Scourge, like robots in disguise. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited. I only paid $16.99 for it. So
Oh wow.
That's a
Yeah.
great price.
Ridiculous.
yeah, they had a bunch of them too. Like they had like 5 of them, but I was just like, well, I'll just get one. So I have not opened him yet, and he appears to be unopened. Like I look at the tape seal just to make sure that wasn't like retaped or anything, because who knows when I open this up what's actually in it, right? Because you can't see what's in the boxes anymore for now. So I got that. And then the other thing I actually opened, which I am super excited and like I'm totally obsessed, is I got Nightshade. So from Transformers Earthspark. And this is them in their alt mode as an owl, a robot owl.
Nice.
And I think it's super cool. I love the color. Their head in alt mode can tilt like an owl. Well, I don't actually know if it can go 360, but the wings are made with that soft plastic. And what's interesting is when you buy the figure, you have to put the wings on yourself. My box came rather destroyed. I got it off Amazon, so I'm glad I'm not a box collector. Otherwise, I would have been very mad. But yeah, I love it. I'm gonna convert them back to their robot mode at some point too, and pose that. But I'm very happy with this because plus owls are my favorite animals or a favorite bird, so makes me really happy. So
yeah, I told you before the show, the colors on that are just great.
Here I'll try to get it
love that.
closer or them closer and see if my camera picks up. It looks even better in person. I highly recommend that you get this figure. Like I only paid like $17 or something for it because originally it was like going for $50 when I was looking at first, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. But like you can see the shine on the wings when you in the light, so it's cool. And the robot mode was cool too, and the transformation wasn't that hard, though I did have to look at the instruction booklets. The figure also came with 2 knives, which I don't remember if they used weapons in the show. So I'm like, that doesn't really seem like the Terrans, in Earthspark. But like it's also part of that set where you like get different body parts for Mandroid. And so like I have Mandroid's torso. Yeah, I have no idea what to do with Mandroid's torso. And also, why is he in such good shape? What the hell? So, like,
I mean,
anyways,
if you don't need it, you could probably sell it on eBay.
Yeah.
Recoup some of your money.
Yeah, I think I might do that because it's just like, I don't know what I'm going to do with the Mandroid's torso. I don't plan on getting any of the other figures. So, anyways, yeah, I have a torso now. So, but yeah, that's all I have. I did get Void Rivals number 5. I did not bring it to show, but I do have that too, and I did read it. So
in the chat, DJ Ronan has a tip for you, Apollo. It says he says you can clip the swords onto the hollow bits on the top of their wings on Nightshade.
Oh, here, I'll have to figure that out. Let's see if I can. Here, I don't want to break it. Let's see if we can figure this out live. I know what I'm going to be figuring out. I'll have to figure this out later, but that's cool. I'll check that out. Thanks.
All right. And that's all for trips to the store. So let's go on with the rest of the show.
We now return to the Transmissions Podcast.
And we will finish up with convention news.
All right. Another MCM Comic Con thing that we wanted to talk about was there were these murals. And hold on, I got to get the description here. These were from a street art company called Murwalls, and this is I don't think it's for sale or anything. It was just there on these walls, and it's just a mural of Optimus and Megatron fighting. It has like some graffiti style comments and stuff on it. I think it looks really impressive. I mean, this is kind of if they scaled it down, because this is like room size, it would be some really cool art to have on your wall. But I don't know, I just think it's great that they're embracing different aspects, because like when we went to Chicago and there's that building that has the Casey Collar Megatron image on the building, stuff like that is really cool, and I'm glad they're kind of embracing it. Next up, we wanted to just kind of go over the TFCon dates for next year, because now everything has been announced. So first up, we have TFCon Los Angeles, March 8th through 10th. Tickets are on sale now, so if you are interested in going, you can get your ticket, get your hotel, and go and have a good time in California.
I am still looking at going.
All right, so if you have any way of convincing Daryl's wife, he would appreciate it. But yeah, I think that's
Anybody
really
knows of like I've never been to Los Angeles or Burbank, and this is in March. If there's any way that I could figure out like to get like tickets to a TV show taping or something like that, or how do I go about doing any of that stuff? Let me know, because if I can get my wife and daughter and stuff to go to one of those things, then that would be fantastic.
Yeah. I know it's a lot of fun. I've never done any of those things other than like Disney and Universal.
Mm-hmm.
Those are pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have TFCon Toronto in July. This is July 12th through 14th in Mississauga, Canada.
I will not be going to this one.
You will not?
No,
You just can't walk across the street for a day?
I will most definitely will be there.
Yeah. So this one, I think they have not announced the hotel block or tickets yet. So but I think if you want to have a dealer table or anything, I think they are taking those. So, and finally, we have just announced TFCon Baltimore, November 1st through 3rd. This one, no hotel sales yet, no tickets yet, but if you want to be an exhibitor, they are taking applications for that now. So the three big conventions next year, and one more I'm going to just throw in because I have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
DairyCon 2024 was also recently announced, April 12th and 13th. Pre-registration opens December 1st. So if you are in the Midwest in the U.S., check out DairyCon. It's a lot of fun. That's all we got for convention news this week.
And that will do it for this episode of Transmissions. Thanks everyone for watching. As always, we give a shout out to our Masterpiece Matreons. These are the folks who continue to support us at our highest level on Patreon. That's why we give them a mention in every episode. So thank you once again to John Forex11Good and Demon Tech 82. You guys are awesome. And Apollo, you are also awesome. Thanks again for hanging out with this week twice in a row. That's always fun. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you online?
Yeah, thanks. It was good to be back. So you can find me online. I am still on what was formerly known as Twitter. I'm also on Blue Sky and Instagram at RoboApollo, where I am posting artwork. I actually posted multiple pieces of artwork this week. So I think I'm back, everyone. So in regards to art. So you can find me on those three sites, and you can also find me in the Transmissions Discord. People post art in there and comments. It's a really positive space. And there's also a Wednesday night hangout, which I've been trying to go to, and I actually went twice in a row to that too. So yay. So it's highly recommend people join the Discord as well.
Nice. And yeah, you can do that at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Very easy. All right. Thanks, everyone. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transmissions. If you'd like to join the conversation, travel to our Discord channel at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. Want some cool transmission swag? Feast your eyes on our transmissions gear at transmissionspodcast.com/shop. If you'd like to support our podcast, go to transmissionspodcast.com/support or tell your friends about our show. We'll see you next time.